A lot of areas in which your group excelled tonight, but to hold them to 87 points, I believe their lowest point total this season, just how pleased were you with your team's defensive intensity tonight?
I'm extremely pleased with how they played. We challenged them the last time we played them, and we held them to 99. And then tonight was even more of a challenge because we know what we're capable of doing, and these guys understand that we are going to continue to hang our hat on the defensive end of the floor. And they all took the challenge on, one individual at a time.
This was a great game, Coach. What is your mindset? What do you tell the team for them to kind of be more consistent? You know, all of the great teams are consistent with the dubs, with the good teamwork, with the good play. How can? What do you tell the team? What's your thought process in getting them to rack up more wins just like this?
Hang our hat on the defensive end of the floor. That's it. Your defense travels. You can guard, whether you're making shots or missing shots. You sit down and guard, and you play together and for each other, which is what this group does.
This is the fifth game of that opening night starting lineup being together again. Is this the team that you expected before the season? And then what did you make of the whole starting five coming back for the first time?
It was great to have them out there. I mean, just those guys and their chemistry, because you never know how it's going to go because not having practice time, bodies being down, different guys, different lineups. But what it does is just goes to show the credit of our coaches, keeping these guys prepared. The chemistry in which these guys have, their communication was fantastic and on a high level from the beginning of the game to the end. And regardless who's out there, these guys sat down and guarded the entire night.
Plan for Franz to play tomorrow night, or how will you handle back-to-back?
We're going to see how he comes up after tonight.
Also relating to Franz, we were surprised to see how much time he had him out on the floor, but it looked like the more time he got out, the more confidence he had. Did you guys had a plan for minute restrictions, or are you just going by how he felt?
Well, we were looking at it a little bit, but that's why you see the early hits, the early subs, communicating with him how he felt. That was a big portion of it, and seeing how he responds of not being out there for quite some time, missing 8 games, being able to see how his wind was, how his body felt after not playing.
When you have so many healthy bodies back, that obviously is going to give you guys more depth and give the guys out on the floor some more energy and allow them to be more intense. What do you kind of see in that regard of the energy levels that they played with because of the bodies you had tonight?
Well, we continue to say it by committee, and so that's what this group has shown. And it sounds cliche, but these guys really do continue to pull for each other. Guys that play, they're pulling for the guys that are not in the game, and vice versa. So I think it's what this group is built on, together, keeping themselves together, communicating at a high level, and every man knows that whether their number's called or not, they're going to be ready.
Coach, Franz's offensive contributions were more apparent to us maybe, but was he part of that defensive upgrade too?
Absolutely. I mean, the guys understand where they're supposed to be on the floor, the help, the communication. Like I said, from the beginning of the game to the end, these guys had a high level of communication with one another, what was going on throughout the game, and that's what we've continued to ask them to do, and they're taking ownership of that.
Goga was a DNP tonight. Even when the bench is emptied at the end of the game, is there any small injury, Nick, that he picked up?
No.
And quick thoughts on Cleveland for tomorrow?
We'll talk about them tomorrow.
Coach, it's hard to make drastic lineup changes when you don't have a practice to go in there. The fact that they came out as defensively efficient and offensively as efficient as they were, does that just speak to that group's basketball IQ and some of the past history they've had together?
Absolutely, and that each one of them, they're selfless in the way they want to share the basketball, but then defensively they know what they've been asked to do, and that's, again, I think our coaches do a tremendous job of giving the game plan, but then individually getting these guys ready to see what they're going to expect every night.
Is Cole all right?
Yeah, he just tweaked his ankle. He's fine.
Thank you, Coach Mose.
Thank you, guys.